Burris Frederick Skinner was born on March 20th, 1904 in Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. He attended Hamilton College and majored in English as a journalist. Then he attended Harvard to receive his master's in psychology, and he earned his doctorate in experimental psychology.
In 1935, Skinner constructed operant chamber, also known as the Skinner box. He made it to test animal behavior and how positive reinforcement can affect someone/something's behavior.
The idea of the Skinner box was to test animal behavior. The idea of the Skinner box was to test animal behavior and how positive reinforcement can affect someone or something's behavior. For example, the little sign that says peck. If the bird was to go over and peck it, it would get some positive reinforcement. Good job. If the bird was not to listen and it jumped out of the box or disobeyed commands, it would get negative reinforcement. Bad bird.
In 1944, after Skinner's second daughter Deborah was born, he constructed an alternative type of crib for her similar to a hospital incubator, later known as the air crib. It was a tall box with a safety glass door and a stretched canvas floor. Deborah would be using it until she was 2.5 years old. When friends and neighbors came over, she would be put into the crib in a germ-free environment. In October 1945, Skinner published an article about the air crib called Baby in a Box. People didn't read the article, but they assumed that it was a form of child abuse and they decided to charge him with it. But even he had good intentions and nobody seemed to realize that because they didn't read his article.
Walden 2 is a novel about a utopian society in which every person has an individual part in the overall well-being of the group. The practices used are all aimed towards individual independence while reinforcing general happiness. Criticisms of Skinner's work include the fact that the society doesn't stress the individual in the right way and relies on overall growth, similar to socialist ideology in Russia. The other criticism stemmed from the fact that Skinner's ideas went against the American dream and dislocated themselves too much from traditional values of the times. Aside from that, the ideas presented in the novel were used as the baseline for the entire behaviorist ideology.
In 1971, Skinner wrote Beyond Freedom and Dignity, where the idea of free will comes about. He denied the existence of intentions, purpose, aims, goals, and other internal states. His main purpose was to replace the random reinforcements of today's society with a new kind of social control that would not free man, but change the controls that would shape their lives.